before you waste another dollar on SEO or paid ads for your self-storage facility, try these two simple but effective local SEO tactics that could be the difference in making thousands of dollars per month extra and driving additional move-ins for your storage facility each month. So these two things that I'm going to break down are some of the fastest things you can do when either you're taking over a new storage facility or just auditing your existing facility's marketing. So these are the same tactics we've used to triple move-ins for a company out in California. This company came to us where they were losing move-ins. They were net negative for move-ins for a while. You could look at Q4, they were minus 12, then minus 21. They sort of got to break even in Q2 and Q3, which should have been the busiest months of the year in this peak kind of spring and summer. We took over in Q4 and immediately got them positive in net move-ins and tripled their total move-ins quarter to quarter in realistically the lowest performing quarter typically for self-storage in the winter. So these are the same tactics we use to lease up a brand new facility in less than 12 months. These tactics led us to fill this facility quickly, and now we're starting to look for the next location, which I believe we have land secured on this one to start building the next facility. So we'll go through some of the map results. We've implemented these things and in some cases got results within 2 months. So this report showing map rankings of a facility where after implementing in November, after implementing these two tactics, we went from averaging 7.6 in the maps to 2.1 as of January. So massive improvement in map rankings. That's led to more move-ins. Sometimes this works within a week. This was a facility where they were ranking between 4 and 5 in the maps. And within a week, we got them into position 3. So 3 is a really critical number because that's where you're visible on the search results. And the user does not have to click more places. Sometimes this stuff even works in 2 days. So this is one we're pretty excited about. Now, this isn't normal, but it just shows that it's possible. This was one where on January 28th, they were ranking 18th, 14th. They're ranking terribly in the maps. And 2 days later, they're in the top 3 in most of the radiuses around their facility. So as far as the quick wins, there's 2 key things. There's your Google business profile, which most people know to fill in all the information. But then there's also one factor with on-page SEO that is more important than any other, which we'll cover shortly. So for a Google business profile, what we recommend is making sure you're filling in all the information available. Now you'll hear this advice from everyone. The reason that advice comes out is because it works. So a lot of your competitors don't take the time to do this. So this can separate you from 90% of other storage facilities. Even ones with large budgets, we often see when we audit them and large like numbers of locations and big portfolios, a lot of times they're missing some of these basics. And if you don't have as many locations and you don't have as much authority in your markets as these larger brands, you're going to need to take advantage of any little edge you can get, and you're going to need to compete by outworking them and implementing more of these tactics. So for Google Business Profile, when you go to the settings, the main takeaway here is just fill in all the information. Social profiles, make sure your PIN is right on your address, make sure you're doing your categories correctly. Hours, this is when we're testing 24 hours. Normally I would do office hours here, and then I would use this access button to create access hours. Payments, parking, if you have on-site services, all of those things you want to fill in. Then what you want to do is fill in all the information here. Each of these icons have a different set of tasks. So you want to add products, which are your storage units. You want to add services, bookings, Q&As. Every single icon here you want to take advantage of. Google also has this carousel here with more information. On this one, it's saying to add an exterior photo, add an amenity map, address autocomplete. These are all things you should look at and take advantage of if you're not currently. And that's going to get you pretty far for the map rankings. Now, after you've done that, there are more things you can do, but just do that and see if your rankings improve and you actually get more move-ins. For on-page SEO, one of the biggest impact items is the title tag and the meta description. So if you're going to change one thing on your website, this would be the thing to do. So if we search for storage units and scroll past all the ads, now Google Business Profile is going to help you rank here in the maps, which gets about 50% of the rentals. We find about another 25% or so go to the organic listings and another 25% go to the Google ads at the top. So With the title tag and the meta description, that is essentially your copy that shows up on Google. This information right here, this comes from your title tag and this comes from your meta description. If you're going to change one thing, this is the place to focus. Just by updating these tags, we've seen it time and time again of rankings immediately shooting up. And better than rankings is you actually get more clicks, that's ultimately the goal. If you rank number 1 or number 2, and you get 0 clicks, it doesn't matter. You're not going to get any move-ins. So focusing on this copy is really important. Many facilities, even larger ones, don't spend a lot of time on this. Everybody ends up blending in. What the directories do and the aggregators do is they put this from dollar amount at the end. And the reason they do that is because it gets a lot of clicks. So that's the mindset you want to be thinking of when you're writing this copy. You want to have your exact keyword like this in the front, but then you want to take advantage of the space to the right. This is a big missed opportunity for this facility. They're ranking above this CubeSmart and this extra space, but their copy's not very good. So they're leaving a lot of clicks and move-ins on the table by not updating this. Things I like to do, I don't like to just copy what the directories do. You'll see the REITs often copy them and just put a lower dollar amount. I like to do things like putting a promo, talking about my star rating. There's a lot of different things you can do in this space here, but the main point is make sure you're thinking about it and adjusting it. And this is not a set it and forget it tactic. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see with this is somebody does it once and then says, okay, we're optimized. We don't need to do anything. You want to actually look at your data and make adjustments. So this is an example of data you could look at when you make this change. This comes from Google Search Console and it tracks your click-through rate, which is the percentage of people that see your organic listing and click on it. This is a great example. We almost doubled our clicks within a month just by improving click-through rate. Because we wrote a better title tag, we were immediately getting double the amount of clicks, and that's translating into rentals. So again, this is a small thing that could have a big impact, but 90% of storage facilities, 1, have no strategy for this, and 2, have been told that they're already optimized and there's nothing to do. It's already been done. This is something where you have to continually be testing this. It's not a one-time thing and then it's optimized. There's really no such thing as that. This is one of those things where even if this works today, in another month or 2, the click-through rate might drop because maybe users are getting used to it or maybe other competitors are changing. So you really need to watch your data and react. What I love about this tactic, it's one of the few SEO tactics that you could see movement very fast. You don't need to wait 6 months. Within a couple weeks, you'll have enough data to know, like, are you getting more clicks or are you not? And when your click-through rate goes up, like in this case, we typically see our rankings go up as well. Because if more people are clicking on these listings at the bottom, Google gets that data in real time, and essentially users are saying these are the best results because people are clicking on it, and then Google moves the rankings up accordingly in essentially real time. So really important to spend the time going through each of your locations and making sure you have a plan for this copy. And then not only do you have a plan and you implement, but you actually track the data. And in 3 to 6 weeks, depending on how many clicks and how much search volume there is in your market, analyzing the data and then making another change if needed. So if I could boil SEO down to 2 things, these are always the first 2 things I do. If I'm taking over a new facility or auditing a marketing program, in some markets, you can just do these 2 things and get enough results that your move-ins are in a good spot that you don't need to do anything else. So it's only going to take less than an hour to fill all this information in, maybe 2 hours max. And then it's about looking at the data and making the adjustments. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want a copy of our free SEO audit templates, we're giving that away. So this is our exact process that we use internally, that we spend years building out and refining, that goes through every single aspect of SEO that you're going to want to audit for your facility. We cover all the details on your Google business, citations, reviews, link building, on-page SEO, essentially everything you need to do to maximize your visibility. We're giving this away completely free. Just let me know if you want it, and I'll send you a copy.